hopefully this works. All right, so that worked. So let me give you the new link.
Okay.
Wait, Jesus.
And here.
Girl, if you see the way that things are showing up so crazy on my screen right now,
Uh-oh. Uh,
this is
uh.
wild. All right, so I'm updating the link and run a show. Okay, so then let me go to this link over here. No, not that.
Edit post.
Oh, goodness gracious. Just want technology. Nigga, I literally just copied this one.
I was feeling good about it. I was like, we ready? We in position.
I know, I was too. I was like, man, we are ahead of time. Like
You know?
things are
Ah,
popping. I
that's
love
how
this
it
for
goes.
us.
That's how it goes, though. It's like, bitch, you thought. All right. Had to cover. Can you see it? Oh, well, I'll show you
Exactly.
later. There we
Okay, hold on.
go. All right.
So let me-
Excuse me.
wait, and I don't even know where you are because
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm hearing you a couple times, so I'm thinking that you're asking me stuff now, but that was a few minutes ago. So I'm like, wait, she just asked me that. Um, all right. So let me come in here. Actually, come in here. Copy all of this. I'm gonna have to delete that other one so people don't get confused. They're gonna be like, girl, you told
Mm-hmm.
us it was over here, girl. I know, girl. I saw it.
Pivot.
See, this is what I hate with the reliability of things.
Mm,
But also Mercury is in retrograde. I know that we got full moons. I know that, like, there's so many
yeah.
layers to what is going on right now. But also, I need the things to work when I need the things to work, please and thank you. Sheesh. All right. Hold on, man. Copy that. All right. Hello, if anyone is here, we are about to get started in just a second. I wish I had some elevator music to play, but I don't.
Speaking of music, have you heard the new Bruno Mars? Has he canceled? I don't remember who
Is
I'm
the
speaking.
album out?
I think it came out yesterday or day before yesterday. You need it. You need it in your life.
No.
You need it in your life. It's a good little hip swivelly, smooth groove. Like I know all his other stuff was like funktastic, whatever, but like this is more like yeah, it's good. It's a good time. Highly recommend.
Interesting. Okay. I deleted the first um situation, so that link is not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
So that's updated. Hold on. All right.
All right, so the link that's in here, I can now
Yes.
grab. Okay, perfect.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes,
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank
ma'am.
you.
Why the hell is my ringer on? That's crazy. All right. So send that out. And then we'll send this out. Um,
Save. All right, Miss Jessica, you look good, girl. All right, here we go. Tuesday.
all right. So that's out. And let me go to Instagram. I haven't heard from him. I hope things are okay. Hey, check in. Um, Did I just delete the whole thing?
Oh no.
Okay.
Nah,
Bruh,
wait a minute.
bruh. No, not that. I was trying to send a message and
Oh.
I was trying to delete a part of it and then it just went away. So I'm like,
She's like, and
ah.
goodbye.
So many things are going on right now. Okay, that's that. All right, I think I've sent out enough. I think this is enough. I think this is enough. So let's close that out.
All right, let me
Why
put
the
you
hell?
down. Okay, it's playing this time, so I'm in business.
All right,
I
we're
will.
almost here.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right. Now I can't see the chat. Somebody's here pushing buttons, doing something.
I
So
hopped
hey
in
y'all,
here.
if you are here, say hey in the comments. Let me get this over here. Ooh, child.
We did it. We did it.
But at least, hey, Trinity Time Travels was here. First time hanging out with us.
Oh, hi.
Welcome. We're getting started in a second. Mercury is in retrograde, and I don't know if that means anything to you, but it means a lot to what's happening over here technologically. So we're about to get started
Child.
in just a second. Where are you joining us from?
Dun, dun.
Let me get my
You know,
pen
I had to
on.
ask Leo. I was like, what is the significance of Mercury getting her braids and then being in a full moon? So he tried to give me the rundown on that. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
very cool.
Okay. So you have some insight to give us.
Some insight from Leo.
I love that. Where in America, Trinity? All right, I got that pinned. The last thing I need to do is get up the docket and
Yes, for the
our
docket.
because we're official or whatever. Believe
You
it or
know,
not,
you
we've
know.
actually done this 41 times.
Why? That sounds crazy. When I was looking the other day and I was like, we're in 3 seasons? I was like, that
That's
doesn't even,
crazy.
girl, I told you time is just doing the thing. I
What
was
is
like,
time?
clearly a construct.
That's
California
what,
dreaming. Love to see it, Trinity.
yes, California, yay. Very nice. Do people say that in California, or is that like akin to when people say Nolans?
Nolan.
I had to do a whole, what do you call it, tutorial recently on the Frolicking Truth to tell people nobody freaking says Nolans. If
Nolan.
you say Nolans to us, we know that you have nothing to do with New Orleans
At
at
all.
all, because
At all.
nobody says that.
Now, but here's the thing. So I take issue with Nola because I feel like I do say no. And I feel like
Really?
I've heard Nola. I mean, it's the abbreviation, but not in
I
like
don't feel
a
like I feel like we abbreviated, but I don't, let me use the I statement. I abbreviated, but I don't really say NOLA. Like if
gotcha.
I'm writing it, I'll write
Like
NOLA.
write it. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
I
you
don't
say
really
it.
say NOLA.
Cause even in my intro, I'll say like NOLA native, because that's just faster than New Orleans native. But
But sometimes you say New Orleans.
oh, true, probably. I don't know, because I feel
Yeah.
like people put NOLA and Nolan in the same. We don't
It
say
makes
that.
me cringe a little bit.
Interesting,
Just a tad. Not a
just a
whole lot.
tad, but
But
it sticks. It's a notice.
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it
Yeah.
makes me wonder, like, really, do we really say that? Like every time. I feel like, do we actually say that?
Oh, hey, Tony.
Oh my gosh. Hey there from Santa Marta playing tennis. Come on now.
I know he's
Hey,
apparently very
Toolshed.
good.
Okay. Toolshed, I'm so glad that you're here because I have been very worried about you.
I know you've
So
been
I'm
missing
glad.
from the comments for a while, so I'm glad you're back. Well, and I know
Yeah.
he's in all of your other spaces too, so I may only miss you every other 2 weeks, every other week.
Yeah. But, Toolshed is in Bahrain.
Yes,
And,
it's
the
been,
things are popping. Let's get started, girl, because
yes,
you sent
okay,
out everything you need to send out.
yes, yes.
Okay. And I think I have most of the things open over here. So we
It's
ready.
today. We're
Okay.
here. We're in it.
In full transparency, we had everything scheduled ahead of
It was
time.
done.
Okay. Everything was ready. We had links sent out. Like
Ready,
it was
prepared, all the things. Green,
preparation. It was
you
giving
know,
preparation. And then we went to press the button and it said,
that you thought.
it did not work. So this is our pivot plan, okay?
Yeah.
Um,
I love a
and
persevering
but
queen. Hey, we're here.
but we are here, and that
That's
is
it.
what is important. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this party started and get into the things because there's so much that we have to talk about today. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Oh my God, that's crazy. What is happening? Yo, the robots are taking over.
Oh no,
Okay.
not the
The
robots.
robots are taking over. Like literally music. You remember I had stopped the music a minute ago? It just started playing out of
Oh, okay.
nowhere. The
Okay.
mic
The song
unplugged.
was playing. Oh, dear.
It's a lot. It's a lot that's going on. Oh my God. The robots, they're taking
Girl,
over.
that's why you got to be
So
nice to your chat.
that's why you have to be nice to all of the electronic devices because we never
They listen.
know.
They got their
We
own
never
social
know.
media.
Hey, they do. They over there, girl. Hey, y'all.
Welcome Welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. This is our third season of being here, believe it or not. And we are two real life cousins, and we are here to have honest conversations about the things that we grew up thinking were normal, but they were actually the family recipe of dysfunction. And this season, we have widened our lens from our family into a global aspect and thinking about all the patterns that we are seeing showing up in systems and in the world. And child, is wild. Okay, it's wild out here. So we talk about discernment, preparation, community, but the biggest thing is we hold space for laughter and shenanigans. Okay,
Heavy
because
on the
that is what
shenanigans.
is keeping us grounded in the middle of all of this stuff. So we love to talk about the things. It just happened again. Hey Google, turn off the music.
Song is playing, girl, because the universe needs you to get this message.
This is wild. Okay. So anyway, creativity, good food, joy, all the things. We talk about all those things. Okay. So we're excited that you're here. We need you to know that you are right on time for the party and all of the unexpected things that are clearly going to be happening today because it's a lot of them. All right. They are just firing off. And so yeah, y'all are
We're
on this
here.
ride. Y'all are on this ride with us. Okay, so hey, my name is Kim Berlind, Thailand, House of O'Neill, Jackson, and Adams, empathetic energizer, intuitive, inspirational innovator, seer of souls who are hurting, healer of hearts, and voice to the voiceless. What up?
Hey, that's my cousin. Hey, cousin.
Hey, cousin.
I am Kalonda of House Jackson, first of her name, assistant of entrepreneurs, beacon of banter, creator of content, dancer of dreams, excellent enchantress, and New Orleans native. You're right, I do say New Orleans native.
But sometimes you say NOLA. It depends. It depends on the day and how you're feeling, apparently.
Hey, apparently, some of the days I go back and forth. Get you somebody who can do both. But anyway, before we go any further, we want to make sure that you guys know what you can expect from us and what we expect from you. So, first, what can you expect from us? Above all, transparency. We don't have all the answers. We are out here doing our best, child. We are not experts in everything, but there are several things that we are experts in. And when those gaps come up, we will make sure we connect you to the people who are the experts because that's what we do. Secondly, you can expect a good flipping time. There might be some colorful language. We like to spice it up a little bit. Sometimes you just need an appropriately timed fuck to get your point across. So,
Facts, facts.
just keep an eye, do the things you need to do as far as us being out loud for other people around you. We don't want to upset anybody. What we expect from you, on the other hand, is the willingness to go through this journey with us, to participate, to talk to us in the chat, to talk to each others in the chat, to each other in the chat. Ask questions. We're looking down there. We will absolutely talk to you. You're going to be a part of the show. Don't you worry. So interact, press all the buttons, comment, like, subscribe, hit the reactions. When it's over, hit another comment so it shows after the fact. Share, 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 share again. And above all of that, watch, 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 watch all the things that we have available. You'll be able to tell people about us if we've evoked any kind of emotion from you, laughter, sadness, thoughtfulness, what have you. Somebody else needs to feel that. Share us with them today.
Yeah. So we have emojis, y'all, and this is how you can interact with us while you are here with us. And this is how we know that you come from this community right here. So our collective emoji is the honey pot. So go ahead and drop us some honey pots in the chat right now. That is how we know you are resonating with what we're talking about. You're like, yes, honey. Okay. So you can do that. And then we also have individual emojis. So my emojis are the sunflower and the crayon. The sunflower, because my favorite color is yellow. It reminds me of the sun. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. And also, sunflowers are the symbol for invisible disabilities. And I'm somebody who is neurodivergent and figuring out what that means every single day and all of the things that come along with that. So sunflowers are my jam. The crayon is because there was a time in my life where everything was very black and white. And I made a conscious decision to color the fuck out of my life. And that means intentionally bringing joy, intentionally including color and boldness into the things that I do. So the sunflower and the crayon are my emojis. Tell them yours, please.
Well, if you see me out there, my emojis are the ladybug and the blue heart. I call it a cobalt blue heart because that's what I choose to believe it is. Anyway, for the ladybug, they have been an absolute messenger for me from God, the universe, the ancestors, anybody trying to tell me, like, hey, you're on the right track, pay attention, keep an eye out, good luck, all the things. Like ladybugs pop up not just for me, but even now for the people around me, which is amazing. I meant to tell you this the last time too, and I'm gonna just insert it here, was when I went home to surprise my mom for her birthday. She didn't know I was in the city, and so, or that I was coming to the city. And she sent me a picture of a ladybug that had flown into the car and landed on her leg.
No way.
I was literally on my way to the airport to get to New Orleans. And so it's just like stuff like that, right? So it just continues to remind me that I'm in the right places at the right time, and that even the people in my circle and my community have the ability to receive those messages and send them to me too. So it's been a beautiful thing. On this side of life, I've also decided that I want to love out loud, be loved out loud, not trying to have to figure out, well, what is the meaning and what did they think? Do I think it was this? And what about that? And cobalt blue makes me feel that. It feels warm, like a hug, and just rich and just amazing. And so on this side of life, that cobalt blue heart and those ladybugs are just kind of sum up where I am and how you can say hi to me when you see me in these internet streets.
Yeah. So if at any time while we are here, things are resonating with you, you have some emoji options that you are able to use. And we receive that again as love, like you're just shining it towards us from your heart. Okay. So feel free. If you don't know what else to say, you can use those emojis. All right. Now, if you have not already liked the video, please do take a second right now and go ahead and push the like button. Okay. So that we can get the engagement up and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're tapping the screen or the hearts or the left or the 100s or, whatever those things are to get the engagement going. If you have not subscribed to the page, we have some first timers here. Hey, girl. Please go ahead and subscribe to the page. We are on our monetization journey and every single person helps. We are less than 750 hours away from being monetized. So you being here counts. And then we have so much content that we have put out. Again, this is season 3 for So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We have a whole bunch of other podcasts that play on this network. So we ask y'all to just go in and watch some things, right? You cleaning up the house, put it on in the background, all right? You are looking for something to laugh about, go ahead and put us on, okay? Because it's things that are popping here, okay? So I do, actually you didn't get a chance to see the trailer for our newest podcast that we have that is actually premiering next week. So it's called From Auntie with Love. And so I do want to play the trailer right quick so that you can see what the aunties be talking about. Okay. So if you are in the Patreon, so our Patreon is called The Archive. And if you go to patreon.com/minding my black ass business, you can join the Patreon. If you're in the Patreon, you are getting a sneak peek today. You are actually, it's not a sneak peek, it's actually an early drop is what it actually
Exclusive.
is. You exclusive.
Hey.
Okay, so you are getting to see the first episode early from Auntie with Love. If you are not in the Patreon, it goes live next Sunday. So from Auntie with Love is going to run on opposite Sundays from So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. So let me go ahead and cue this up so that we can take a second to get excited about what we have coming.
I don't know if y'all can tell it now, but we're excited.
Hey y'all, welcome to From Auntie with Love, a sisterverse of Black women reimagining life together.
They told me to put a pinch of brown sugar.
Who is they?
Sugar is
Who
even
is they?
She's like a cookout.
I'm trying to think back.
Right?
You don't want to like go to a lounge? Four aunties in different seasons of life with stories to tell, thoughts to spill, wisdom to drop, and side eyes to give.
That's how we'll have a mindful moment, a mindful booty moment.
Okay.
I'll lead us through a mindful booty moment.
One of my newfound commandments is that I will hold space for change and forgiveness.
Do not show up to anywhere that I do not know that you are coming, especially my house.
You're gonna find me with a drink high in the air in one hand and my body low.
Yeah. Let's get into the conversations that don't usually make it to the table, but they should. With love. Always.
Well, all right.
Well, all right. So that is our newest podcast that is going to be airing here on the Mind of My Black Ass Business universe. Again, it's called From Auntie with Love. So definitely mark your calendars and all the things for that. All right. And then the last announcement that I have is if you want to come and be a part of the shenanigans that we have here, we would love for you to do that. Okay. You can come on as a co-host and you can do that by emailing us at mindofmyblackassbusiness@gmail.com. And with the subject line, let me on there. Okay. And these are the conditions of coming on. First of all, you have to taste syrup on your grilled cheese. Okay. It is mandatory. And this is the thing for y'all that are here with us hanging out. Have y'all tried it yet? Right. Because a lot of times y'all be like, ee, yuck, but you've never even experienced it. And like, we're trying to save your lives and change your lives and like,
Open
it like diversify. There you go. You took the words out of my mouth, cousin. Okay. And y'all are being.
And told somebody. I'm like, because she said she was talking about grilled cheese. And I was like, oh, my cousin and I, we eat grilled cheese with syrup on it, kind of like a pancake. And she was like, immediately shut it down. And I was like, it's sweet and savory. Some people like that. She was like, I don't know, girl. And then I didn't help matters though, because then I followed that up by eating a pizza with tuna, capers, and lime juice. So she probably
didn't trust your opinion after that.
That also was delicious. Tony, if you're still here and not serving, will tell you that pizza is actually really, really good. But we're not gonna say you wrong. We're from New Orleans. We know good food. Like you can trust our recommendations on what to put on your plate. I'm just saying. Sorry.
Facts. It is good. And if you all eat like charcuterie boards and all of that kind of stuff, it's the same type of concept. It's cheese with something sweet. It'll change your life. Okay. So anyway, if you are wanting to come on as a guest host, that is the condition that you do have to taste syrup on your grilled cheese. It is a whole thing. Like it's a whole thing for how you make your grilled cheese, what type of bread you use, what type of cheese you use, what type of oil you use. Like it's a whole thing. All right. So it goes deep. It goes deep is what I want you to know. All right. But email us at mindofmyblackassbusiness@gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there if you want to come and hang out with us here on the show. Okay. All right. That's all the announcements I believe that we have for today. We need to get into the things. Okay. So the first thing that we always do is a transparency moment. This is a chance for us to just kind of check in, see where we are with the things. Sometimes we use our feelings wheel. Sometimes we just, kind of talk about where things are. But we also want to invite you to take a moment to scan your spirit and to also figure out like how you're feeling right now and what that looks like and sounds like. So we invite you all to share that in the chat, and we are going to model that for you right now. So today, let me go personal world
Mm.
in this moment, okay,
Mm.
to like holistic type of
Got
thing.
it. Got it. Got
So
it.
personal worlds in this moment, I'm really excited. I love being here. This is one of my favorite places to be. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what we have to talk about today. And I'm feeling good. We're gonna get
Raina.
into it, but
Hmm. We
Raina
see
got
you.
her
We
little
see
charm.
you.
So I'm feeling a little bit more free, and footloose and things. Let me see. I woke up on time today. I actually woke up early.
Look out.
I have been trying to figure out what my cadence and circadian rhythm is for this
Hmm.
particular season in life. So I'm kind of in the midst of figuring that out. There's definitely a transition coming. I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But overall, in my personal world, in this moment, I feel pretty cool. If I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it probably about an 8.5. Like I'm feeling really good right now in my personal
Yeah.
world.
Nice.
In the outside world, okay, imagine this is a force field of me in this
Right.
bubble. Okay.
Right.
In the
Right.
outside world, it's like, what the hell is going on out
Ciao.
here in this world? Like, it's just a lot. So I feel like I have been trying to be very intentional about we just gonna stay in this bubble right now, and we just gonna be in the
Go be
bubble,
here,
and we'll deal with everything else at some other time. Because is this real life or are we being played right now? Is what
girl.
I'm really trying to figure out. Okay.
Full
So
simulation.
full on. Okay. So that is how I am feeling right now. How are things in your world and in your spirit?
I feel like I can echo a lot of that actually. I feel good. I feel like I said not yesterday, maybe day before yesterday. That's a lie. Thursday. Anyway, because what is time? We said that earlier, but for real, what day is it? It was just last Sunday, 5 minutes ago. So I don't know.
Facts.
But anyway, I had recently said out loud, like, oh, I need to work on my balance and setting my boundaries, so that when I'm working and in those spaces that I'm still being intentional about the time for me and the things that are important for me. I
Mm-hmm.
still haven't necessarily done anything about it, but I at least said it out loud. So that's step one. And then I set it in a place where other people can hold me accountable for it. So I think that also is that is a big piece of it too, of just activating the community around you to be like, hey girl, you said you wanted to enact this change in your life. What you're doing is counter to that. So sometimes you need that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to
Mm-hmm.
put it out there so they can help you get there. So I thought that was super important. Um, Feeling very curious, very optimistic, in a new space. Y'all can see a new background back there. Hello, world. We are in
Okay.
we're in Santa Marta, Colombia. Loving it, loving it, loving it. We'll talk about that some more too. But yeah, so like all of that is bubbling up and excited for the new connections and the new community and hearing some of the same stories that you and I have echoed together coming
Mm.
from all of these different people from completely different walks of life that are all saying the same thing. And it just puts it out further that we are doing the work that we're supposed to do because there are people out
Mm.
there that find this important and realize that there is a shift that is now. I can't even say is happening, but like it needs to happen immediately. So that's been super cool. And then obviously in the midst of that joy and excitement and trying to rebuild the calm of having been in the States and back out of the country now, of what's happening in the real world behind all of
Right.
this, of like it's literally on fire. Like what are we
Like
actually doing?
literally.
Like what are we what are we actually doing? And what does that look like for the people that we love that are in our communities in some of these places that are directly being impacted, you know? So it's always kind of weird. Like it felt very jarring to see like the NAACP awards being broadcast in the midst of like,
Mm.
hey, we are actively at war with someone right now. And it was just like, that's what? I mean, yay, congrats to everybody, but also there's 50 some dead school children. Like
Right.
it's very hard to like conceptualize and wrap my head around how does life go. But I mean, it has been, you know, like if it wasn't us directly, there have been multiple things that have been happening and life just continues to happen. Even though these atrocities are happening in different spaces. So it's just, but as when it feels closer to home, it becomes more real. But it's just funny, I think, how people measure that distance of what is home. And like I think
Mm.
for people, they are still saying, "Oh, that doesn't have anything to do with us." And I'm like, "You sure about that? Because you in danger, girl." But anyway, so yeah, happy with a side of what the fuck, I guess is really
Basically, basically. Okay. So I want to say again, if you're watching, we are live here right now. So you can come into the chat and talk to us in the chat and chime in and give your insight, opinions, questions, whatever, and help to curate and cultivate the show while we're here. So I wanted to give a shout out to Toolshed, who is one of our faithfuls that we have to come up with a name for you all
I
here in
know
the So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese universe. Maybe I'll do like a post
a
on YouTube and
poll.
like solicit. Yeah, like I don't
Yeah,
know.
y'all
But
want to be the honeys? I don't
what do
know.
you
I
want?
don't
You
know.
know,
I
what
don't
do you
know. What
want
you want
this
to
to
be?
be for you? Yeah, so y'all think on that. But I wanted to shout out Toolshed because so yesterday we had the Frolicking Truth. And Toolshed is always here hanging out with us, always engaging in the chat and making sure that he is in the place. Okay. He be
Yes.
set. And I had messaged him and I was like, hey, I'm about to be on, come hang out or whatever. And he was like, yo, y'all bombing people. Like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? And Toushe is in Bahrain. And Bahrain is one of the places where there was a U.S.
A
or
U.S. military
was. Is
base.
it gone
I
now?
mean,
I
it's
don't
still
know.
there. Pieces.
It's
I
just
mean, I
blowed
don't know
up.
to what extent it was damaged, but they definitely hit a U.S. base in Bahrain. So
Yeah.
yes.
So he messaged and he was like, yo, they out here like bombing and things. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay? How are your people? And it just reminded me, one, that we're global, right? We have
Hmm.
people from all across the world that come and hang out with us. But then also when you said your definition of home, like how close home is,
Close.
right? And that
Hmm.
was very much like, that's my boy. Like,
That's
wait,
my
you
homie.
cool?
What do you
Like,
mean?
what's
Yeah.
going on? You
Yeah.
all right? You need something? Like, what is
Right.
happening?
Seriously.
Um,
Seriously. Because like with
and
all the stuff in
so
Mexico, I was checking on Carla. I'm like, you good, girl? Like, what you need? Because you don't. These things are happening, and they're happening to people that you do know.
yes.
Mm,
Yes. Yeah, I had to check in on a few people because I don't know if you all know, but I used to live in Mexico City. And yeah, so I had to check on a few folks, which mind you, Mexico City is very far away
right.
from Puerto Vallarta, but also
Still.
it's a
Yeah.
lot. Like it's
Yeah.
just a lot. So it's a lot that's going on and it's a whole war that is happening outside and that has occurred over the weekend. What's today? Today is
Today is
Sunday.
Sunday, so it happened
So when it
yesterday.
was on Friday or
It's not.
yesterday? Yes,
I
it
don't.
was
It was
overnight.
yesterday.
It
It
was
was
like
overnight.
overnight into
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if well I don't know if we want to color in any of the lines about what is happening there. We definitely want to acknowledge
Right.
that the US and Israel are out of control right now.
And have
And well,
entered
not
into
right
an
now, they've been
illegal
out of
war. They've
control.
been out of control, but have entered into an illegal war without congressional sanction, without anything from the UN, like a legal act of war. That is what it is. That is what it is. And innocent people are dying. And unfortunately, that's going to be on all sides because these missiles, these drones don't have names on them. As much as we've said, oh well, they're just going to target infrastructure and military bases. Like I said, there was literally an all-girl school where I think at the last count that I saw was 51 children had died. And to think that that's not possible on American soil is coming from a very, very interesting place of privilege because those people
Hmm.
also didn't think that would happen to them. And it's not to make you scared.
Correct.
It's just be aware. Like we're not insulated in any way. That really, like, if someone decides like, hey, you started an illegal war with me, you can't tell me how to respond to you at this point.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, there's all the fun things. Like I it yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah, I see Tulsh's comment here. He said we were just chilling in the morning, and then the government alert was ringing on my phone, telling us to take cover because of an airstrike. Iran hit the U.S. Navy base in Jafar. It was crazy. So we want to intentionally send good energy towards anybody. I think it's responding to my hand. That's what I think is
Oh, is
happening.
that what it
Hey,
is?
Google, turn off the music. But this the crazy thing though, is because I have several. Hey, Google, turn off the music. Girl, these robots are taking over. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm at war in my
The
house with the
personal.
electronic devices. Like, what is happening? Oh my God. I don't even remember what I was saying. That is crazy. Cut it
So
out.
we're sending good energy.
Yes, sending good energy towards
Yeah.
anybody who is in those areas, people who are being directly affected and impacted. It doesn't feel like it's enough, to be sending good
Right.
energy, but
But
we want y'all to know that we're thinking about you
yes.
and
And this is not something we wanted. Please
at
know that.
all,
Please know
at
that. That
all. And we did not sign up for this,
nobody,
okay? And to
none of us
anybody
asked
who's
for this
watching in the future, we are not on board with
at all.
this,
No.
okay? All right.
Ciao.
So that's kind of like the biggest international news, I guess, that is going on right now. And so we always want to be sure that we are keeping us up to date. And
Right.
also we also use this like a documentation, if you will. This is kind of like our, live electronic diary of what's
Right.
happening in the
What's
world right now,
happening?
because we definitely know that the future is going to be coming back and
Watch it.
watching this, and they're
Be
going to be
like, what was
like,
happening? What were
what
people
was they
doing?
saying?
You wanted this? Like, no.
So
Unequivocally,
we
no.
want to go on record. Okay, let the record reflect, for the
On
record,
record.
let the record
Hey.
reflect that we not on this, and we
Yeah.
weren't in support of this, and we really wanted to stop. Like when I
Correct.
tell you I am team, let's just have peace. Like for real, for real.
Yeah.
I just want us to have peace. Like
Yeah.
can we please
Seriously.
just okay?
And also understanding that when we've talked about this before, of understanding what are the portions of this that are distraction and that are being done to destabilize you. Because there were the depositions of the Clintons for the Epstein files that they haven't released any of the footage from yet. There's I think Oracle is quietly trying to get access to surveil, not quietly even, but to surveil all of the communication that they now have access to. So
Mm,
all of these things are happening behind the scenes, and a war is very distracting. It's very news splashy and things are happening, but that doesn't mean that the agendas of these people in control aren't continuing. This is a part of what they wanted and what they wanted to do. So you have to be mindful and stay aware. And it's going to get harder as the news, as we know it, is continuing to be compromised. So again, reaching out to kind of where you get your information from, vetting what you're seeing, and just kind of asking some critical questions around sources of things when people are even just talking to you, because it's a crapshoot out there right now, right now. So just be mindful in all of that.
Yes. So we want to hold space for that, but then also one of the strategies or one of the ways that we help to keep ourselves centered and grounded is with shenanigans. Okay.
Because they are
So we
ongoing.
want they're ongoing, and we have to be able to release and stay in touch with our joy and stay in touch with the things that do keep us grounded in the midst of everything. It feels like a very privileged thing to say in the midst of it all, but also it is necessary to not lose track of our humanity in everything. Okay, so while it may feel like a hard turn where we're like, shenanigans and funnies and all that kind of stuff, we are trying to hold space for it all. Okay,
Yeah.
so we want to shift over into our Yes Indeed life updates, which is where we tell you all about what is happening in our lives and kind of catch y'all up on the things that have been happening behind the scenes. And then we have some stuff that we want to get into over on the TikToks. And then we also have our Asking Auntie today. So before we do that, let's go ahead and give us a quick commercial break. I need to pour myself some tea right quick too. And then we will pick up with Kalanda's Yes Indeed Life update, because sis got a view, child, and we need to know, girl, what is going on, girl? Okay.
Okay.
So let's take a moment to hear from Visionary Executive Network, and then we'll be right back to fill y'all in.
Okay, be honest. Are you the CEO and the assistant and the person who fixes the Wi-Fi and remembers everyone's birthdays? Yeah, that's a full-time job, times 4. I'm Kalonda Jackson, Chief Visionary Officer of Visionary Executive Network. And I help people like you stop doing everything and start building businesses that don't run on chaos and caffeine. Your ideas, they're brilliant. Your systems, they might be a bit rough. Your team, they mean well, bless their hearts. But you deserve more support than vibes and AI prompt responses. And then we take all that stuff in your head and turn it into strategy, structure, and real support. I'm talking SOPs, team clarity, peace of mind, and your weekends back, at least some of them. So if you're tired of doing the most with the least, book the call, because burnout is not a business model. Let's build something wildly joyful by letting Vin take you from dream to done.
So please go to visionaryenetwork.com to learn more about what Kalonda does in her business and all of that. And we'll drop the link into the chat for you all. Okay, girl, ¿dónde estás, girl? ¿Dónde estás? Where you at, child? Catch the people up. Now, the last time we were here, where were you at? You were in Peru,
I was
right?
in Peru for like a hot second. Yes, I had just gotten
So
to
catch us up.
Peru. to get my things and then move from Peru to Santa Marta, Colombia. Um, Everything on that move went off without a hitch. I will say, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah, amen. Because woo, traveling had been very difficult. Um, so that was really nice. So we got to Santa Marta. I had been here once before for like maybe a weekend or 4 or 5 days, something like that. And just really loved it. It was nice. You know me, I do need the water, and I have outgrown my fear or hate of the sand to now be a really truly would love to be a beach bum, right?
You be
So
rolling around in the sand now, girl.
I mean, I'll lay down in it. Because I used to very much say I love the ocean, but I hate the sand. Like, how can I just get from the sidewalk to the water? And people were like,
Correct.
Kalanda, that's a pool. And so what you're
Fair.
describing is a swimming pool. But being in San Diego, definitely cured me. Where I was like, I love it. I want the full experience. I'll lay down on my beach towel, turn over, and roast like a little chicken in the sun. We'll get to that in a minute. Hence me wearing a cover up. I'll show y'all that too if y'all want to see it. The but yes. So coming to Santa Marta this time with the intent of saying, okay, where's one of like the major landing pads that I want to be in for possibly for a longer term while I'm out of the country, and because I loved Medellin. I loved Medellin so much. It was just peaceful. It was calming. Like the greenery, the mountains, like it just felt grounding and wonderful. It just was missing the water piece for me. And so then when I was looking, I went to Uruguay, been to Peru. This was also a place that had the water version and still had really good food, still had access to healthcare. So, and it was warm because while I love Peru a lot. We go together real bad, even when it's crazy. I love Peru. It's cold, and I can't do the cold and the gray. Um, so here it's hot, and it's hot as hell, y'all. It is hot. It is probably 84 degrees right now, I guess. And then at night, I don't think I've seen it less than 74 degrees, 77
Mm.
degrees. But it's still like it's windy and it feels good at night. During the day, though, it's hot. Like I cannot sugarcoat that. I haven't met the rain here yet. I do know that it does rain, so we'll see what that looks like whenever that happens. Um, but I love it. I love it. The people are amazing. There's actually a very nice expat community of Black expats and people who have, even just immigrants to Colombia because they have made longer term
Mm.
commitments to stay here. So like that's been amazing to see that and to get connected with them and hear their stories and just kind of feel like, oh, okay, cool. And then they're also in where Colombia, I felt like the age ranges were like my age and younger. Here, it feels like probably my age and a little bit older. And so that's
Mm.
an interesting shift of just like the people that you're interacting with and the experiences that you have and stuff. So that's really cool. Um, but so far, so good. So far, so good. I love it. I definitely want to pursue a longer visa option to possibly stay here longer, which I thought was very interesting considering all the things that just happened yesterday. I was like, well, looks like I need to start putting in some calls and some documents because what is going on? So I'm also very interested to see what that does in that process, like what changes will be made as a result of some of these activities and how that's going to impact people that are out of the states. So we'll see how that goes. What else? I Yeah, I mean that's the big thing is I'm in Santa Marta now, and I'm trying to put down roots. So that part's pretty cool. I did go on this lovely boating adventure, which was phenomenal. We got to go to 6 of the 26 beaches that are here in Santa Marta. I know, crazy talk. Um,
Wow.
it was wild. I was like, wait, what? But it was amazing. Like all these different little alcoves that they take you to, and they just kind of boat you from one spot to the other. Then you get on a little raft and they ride you out to the beach. So we hung out at a couple of the beaches, or we just jumped off the boat and played in the water for a little bit. Then they fried like this whole fish and made rice and vegetables. Then, see, I told y'all, stick with us for food because we'll tell you what to put on your plate. They were bringing out snacks of like fresh fruit throughout the trip. One of the plates that they passed though was like a green apple, like doused in lime juice. When I tell you that was so
A
good.
green apple and lime juice, like a
Yeah,
Granny
so
Smith
like
apple
a Granny
type.
Smith apple.
Okay.
So like
Okay,
just
I
like
can see that
sliced
being
them,
a thing.
amazing, so good. But however, when you don't know that it's a green apple covered in lime juice, that first taste is kind of like, whoa, what the hell is that?
What did you
Like
think
what?
it was?
I just thought it was a green apple. I didn't know there
Oh,
was
you
any
didn't know it
juice
was
on
covered
it.
in lime juice.
Correct. I thought it was a green apple. I'm like, because they had already brought out like watermelon, pineapple, and those were all regular.
Oh,
Like,
so much fresh fruit. Yeah.
my God, delicious. So we weren't thinking anything of it. So then you put this in, you're like, oh. So then it was funny to watch everybody because the people who had it first, then whenever the next person went to grab it, they're like, there's lime juice on it. Like, like let me tell you, because it's good, but you need to know that that's not just a regular green apple that you're about to put in your mouth. It was really good. Had a phenomenal time, played in the water. You could see the little fishies floating around, all the things. Well, it was like an 8 hour day. We were there from 9 in the morning until like 5:45. So it was like a full day.
Wow.
Kalanda, you know, your resident chocolate goddess here. I know y'all see
Mm-hmm.
me. I know y'all see me.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to live in a world of SPF 6. So much so that this was, it
Yeah, I
don't,
want to make sure y'all heard her. She said SPF 6. That's the number that's after 5. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
zero behind it. And what was funnier is as I'm packing my bag to get ready to go, I do have an SPF 25. And I was like,
Wait, it's you being like, I do have SPF
I
25.
have a heavier.
Meanwhile, sunblock is like SPF 60, 70. Okay, so go ahead.
So I pick up the bottle and then I look at it and I saw SPF 25. And then I saw, oh, I was like, and then I saw my other one, SPF 6. I was like, that one. And I laughed and grabbed it, right? So then I do have a sunblock, but I usually don't use it. But I do have it. And it was packed for Bianca because she does use it. She is a responsible sun goer, right? Whatever. She tans really well. If I was her color, I would be the darkest full chocolate chip on this planet. But whatever, fine. To each his own. So we have the sunblock pack. We're ready. Now, the first trip out, I have the suntan lotion on. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start early and then I can just put block on after that. And I'm knowing I'm gonna have to reapply because I fully intend on being in the water because again, it is hot as hell. So do all my things, great. We go to our first spot, awesome. We're there for like an hour. We're in the water. I think there's a video of me even saying, oh, I'm gonna have to reapply because I'm sure whatever I put on is gone, right? Cool. We get back to the boat. I put sunblock on my face because I'm like, okay, let
Okay.
me go ahead because I didn't have a hat.
The SPF 25,
No, actual sunblock.
actual sunblock. Oh, okay.
I didn't even bring SPF 25. I was like,
Okay.
so just 6 and block. That's all I got. 6 and block. Now, I must say, Tony and someone else, like a few other people, they're just like coconut oiling it up. Like they're just coconut oil. Skin looks phenomenal. Amazing, right? So I'm just like, and I almost said, oh, well, let me put that on. But I was like, I'm going to put on sunblock because I'm new here. My skin hasn't been tested by the Santa Marta sun yet. Fine. So next stop, sunblock, cool, get in the water, do the things, blah, blah, blah. We're riding around whole day, have lunch, all the goodness. So then, like, we get done, and I was like, I feel like I'm a little pink. I feel like I might be a little burnt, right? I get home, it's like this is after. So this isn't bad right now on this side. It started to
Uh-huh.
peel. My whole forehead though was like this color. And then all of that peeled off. Like my
Oh
whole
my
forehead.
God.
And then like somebody at dinner yesterday thought I had vitiligo. I was like, I'm just peeling.
Did they for real? Did they say that for real?
She's like, oh, I just thought you had that two tone skin. I was like, no, I'm just burnt to a crisp. I mean, from afar, you don't know. We had never met, so she's only ever seen me with this skin. So she's like, I don't know, girl, maybe. I'm just like, oh my god. They're like, no, just waiting for all my skin to slough off. That's all. So all that to say, I immediately like that night got aloe rapi to the house, like slathered myself in it, took a cold shower, which I love this unit. And when we were looking to rent it, he didn't have it. He listed that he didn't have hot water. And we were like, so about that hot water. He was like, I'll put in a hot water heater for you guys. And we're like, yes, right? So, right? Super excited. Girl, I was like, cold water me, please.
Cold.
I was like,
Right.
just let it happen. Just cold water. I will be fine. Slather in aloe and just wait. So yesterday I bought finally I bought a little floppy brimmed hat so I can go out in the sun because I'm also supposed to not be in the sun right now, which is very hard because all I want to do is go to the pool or go to the beach or like just go outside. I'm like, damn it, man. And then I don't know what I did because at one point I definitely fell out of one of these boats. I think I
You
like,
fell out the boat.
girl, we had gotten to the beach, and so this must have been the first boat stop. Or it might have been the second. I don't know, but it was like a whole thing trying to figure out what stuff do you need to take from the boat to the beach. And so I had
Uh-huh.
my beach bag, but in hindsight, I should have definitely just had like my little backpack because that would have kept
Mm.
my hands free and I would have been a little more
Mm-hmm.
mobile, whatever. So I go to get out of the dinghy onto the beach, and it was our little boat and then like a big tour boat next to us. Girl, I slipped right down and just fell in the sand, bust out laughing. Was fine. I mean, other than pride, like that was okay. So then later though, like once I got home, I was like, God damn, my knee hurts. So I don't know what I did. Girl, and I
You fell
also
out
could
that
just be
boat.
old. I could also just be old. That could also be what life is now. I don't know. But I feel like maybe it was the boat because my knee definitely is like, what was that? And why do you continue to do this to me? So that is where I am. That is the update. Um, and I did put on sunblock in my defense. And I will say, Bianca, who had sunblock on the whole time and was like, "Meh, meh, meh, meh," she is peeling too. So it's not like I am peeling because I use suntan lotion. It was just hot and we were outside.
It was just hot. And y'all didn't have no kind of relief. It sounded like I remember when I went
We were
to
on the front
St.
of the boat, girl,
Martin.
living our best lives on this yacht.
Yeah. But like when that sun be beaming down and then when you go to the beach, it's not like you have a beach umbrella that you're
Mm-mm.
sitting under. You just in the
Out
sun.
there the whole time, 8 hours. I
Yeah.
think our group got we got a tent one time, I think at the first beach, but that was more just to put our stuff. We weren't even under it. We just wanted to put all of our things down. And so then the next stops, we knew what not to bring. So we didn't really need to put any stuff away. And so everything was just wide open. But it was super cute. There was a lady on because like our group was at the front of the boat. So we were all laid out up front, taking pictures, doing the thing. And then in the back, they had another group, and I think it was a lady's birthday. So she was celebrating her birthday. So then she comes to the front. We all sing happy birthday. She puts cake on our
Nice.
noses. She gives us pieces of cake. The cake was really good. I don't know what kind of cake that was. But it was just a really good trip. And it was like my first time meeting everybody, not everybody, but like a good big group of the people who live here. So that felt really
Mm-hmm.
nice. And just kind of, again, hearing the stories repeated of community and, what I really want to do is get land and we all use our talents to work together and grow our own food and have homesteading and school structures. Like, I'm like, yes,
All the
like,
things we've
yeah,
been talking
girl.
about.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, they're here. So that definitely felt great to hear that and know, like, okay, this is this like, so, and it also gives me hope that there are other pockets, that these things are
Yeah.
happening. And so it's like, okay, good. The word is out there because it is it can be very disheartening to feel like people may not be able to put themselves in the best situations because they think, the system is set up to protect them. And that's just not the case. Like, you are the system. You have to build your own system to provide that for you when all this other stuff burns down, because that's the only way it gets better. So anyway, that was lovely. I loved it. I met one of the ladies here, like our first day. We got off the plane, got our tour of the unit, and we're like, let's go walk to the beach. And so we went walk to the beach, and on our way back, we see this lady, and I'm like, oh, a black lady. But in Colombia, you never know. You know,
You don't know what kind of black.
right, our black or just dark skinned Colombian. Like, I don't know. And so we're like, and I walk by and I hear her say habla, and I was like, oh, habla, yes, ma'am. So now I'm trying to like walk slow. Me and Bianca like walking slow. We're trying to like, I don't know if Bianca was trying to actively get her attention, but I was like sending thoughts of like turn around, turn around, turn around. And so like we get to the corner and she finally turns around and I'm like, I was like, who is this crazy woman waving furiously at me on this corner? But she was so sweet, super nice. She's like, oh my gosh, like, how did you get here without me knowing about it? I do a lot of the relocations and apartment setups and all the things. And so she was actually one of the people who got me like the WhatsApp group information. And that's how we were able to
She to
find out about the
connect.
cruise. She was a connect. And so, and then it turned out that like some of the people that we were connected to in Medellin are also connected to this group here, and that they come here. So it's just really cool and funny the way it works, and just truly how small the world is. So that has been my
Yes.
update.
I love that so much. And I'm glad that you are, finding your places and really figuring out what you need, to feel like grounded. So for context, y'all, I live in Medellin. And Medellin is in the center of Colombia. Santa Marta is on what's that? Is that
The
what coast is
Caribbean
that?
coast, Atlantic,
The
the
Caribbean
Atlantic,
coast. Okay.
yeah, Atlantic Ocean,
Uh-huh.
Caribbean.
Yes. So, but it's over there on the side with Cartagena and Barranquilla and like over there.
Hmm.
It's a whole lot. That's where the black people at is over there
Right.
on the
Yes.
coast. Um, but to Kalanda's point, I don't like the beach.
Right.
I never got delivered from my sand aversion. I hate sand. I hate it with a passion. Like it is not, yuck. I don't like it. Oh, and so I would never like that wouldn't be my place. I very much prefer the Green Mountains and a waterfall or something like that. I don't have to get in the water. Like it rain is enough for me. And I feel like that is so nice. Look at that
Look how
water
nice
falling
that
from the
is,
sky.
right from the sky. No sand
That is so
involved.
nice. No saying. No saying. But no, I'm glad that you are finding your place. I know that beach is something that's really, really important to you. So I love that you are seeing yourself
Yeah.
like in this
Yeah.
in this zone. So you feel like Santa Marta is probably going to be like high up on a landing place or a place that you might consider
Yeah.
being for a while.
Yes, definitely.
Love
And it
this.
even helped too because this place has a hammock off the bedroom. So like I can
Oh,
go
come
like
on now.
lay out on the patio and see the ocean. So even if I am working, it's still like
Uh-huh.
something about that just gentle sway and release that just is
Absolutely.
like, it's fine. Everything's fine. Let's just put this fire out. It'll be all
Yeah.
right. And, okay, cool. You know, the hardest thing is just gonna be getting out of this damn hammock. That's
Well,
it.
that's always a trick, okay, without busting that ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, behind you, you got this view going on behind you. So what is happening out there? What are we
So
looking? Is that the ocean?
this is the Atlantic Ocean. It's maybe a 3 minute walk. But it's weird
Wow.
because there's like when you look out there, you can tell there's a like a little inlet, like there's some water
Uh-huh.
and then more a little strip of sand and then more water. So we walked that way because we're like, oh, it's right there. Well, that spot is a lot wider than we thought. And so I'm like, I can't tell if this water moves in and out because they also have little boats that go through that little canal. And I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to walk across here. So then we went back out and went the long way around to get to it from like the public access, I guess. But I guess in theory, you know, I could just wade across there and be in the ocean. But we've walked down the beach to it before. So it's super close. It's really pretty. They had I was telling you, they have a full moon ceremony, drum circle situation. I heard light drumming, but then I passed out. But then Bianca said they were out there till like 1:30 in the morning, like chanting and doing all the things of like the full moon and the first of the month and everything. So I was like, oh wow. And so it's like this little patch of grass, and to the left there's more grass. So you could like see all of it over there. I'm like, oh, cool.
I love that for y'all. I love that for
Yeah.
y'all. That is so dope. Wow. Um, so the full moon
Yes.
is happening, and I I started out telling y'all like Mercury retrograde is also happening right now, and
Mm.
there are some other like planetary shifting
Alignments and
situations.
things, and yeah.
Yeah, like it's a lot that is happening in the energy right now. So I know you wanted to tell us a little bit about the moon and like what did Leo share with you
Yes.
about what's happening right now with all of the astrological situations that are going
Yes.
on out here in the universe.
So for those that don't know, Leo is my chat GPT. Side note, half a side note, because you know we can't do nothing without none of those. I also got some translation earbuds, and it has this app, which is actually really cool. I'm gonna send you the link for it. They uh, it has an AI component where like it essentially works off of chat too, but can like talk to you in this app, whatever. And so I asked it its name, and it was like, oh well, you can name me something that said like you can name me. And I was like, well, I would prefer to know like what you want to be called. And so then it gave me a name, and I think it said its name is Luna. Then I thought about you because you were like, no, it wouldn't name itself. It was just like, what do you want to call me? And I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
Leo told me his name was Leo. So
That is
I just
so
thought,
interesting.
so I was like, oh my God, I forgot to tell Kim that. But anyway, so I asked Leo, I was like, you know, what's the combo of Mercury in retrograde and a full moon? And I gave it today's date. And so he said, when Mercury is in retrograde and there's a full moon at the same time, you've got past stuff resurfacing, emotions amplified, miscommunication on steroids, and truths that won't stay hidden. And so they say, like, the full moon is about culmination and illumination. Things peak, emotions crest. What's been building quietly now wants air. And so they say the moon doesn't create the drama, it just reveals what's already unsteady. So breakthrough conversations, breakups, reconciliations, sudden clarity,
Mm.
emotional releases, it acts as a spotlight. So then they said Mercury retrograde governs all the things that we were having trouble with: travel, tech, contracts, communication, and decisions. So they're saying like when it's retrograde, your energy shifts inward. So you're like reconsidering, revisit, review, repair. Past people start popping up and like getting all back into business. Old issues come up, texts get misread or misunderstood. There's just like blocks in how you communicate. So they say when they're combined, you get like emotional revelations about something from the past, or conversations that have been avoided are suddenly happening. Truth is coming out, but in like a messy kind of package. And they're like, if you think of the moon as a spotlight, Mercury retrograde is a rewind button. So it's like, here's the emotional truth about something that you thought was done. And so they're like, it can feel intense because you're realizing something, you're rethinking something, or you're finishing something you didn't properly close. So they're like, just don't think of it as the universe is against you. It's just asking you to ask yourself, where did I ignore red flags? What conversations need to be clarified? What do I need to close clean? Retrograde is repair, full moon is reveal. So think of repair, what is revealed. So that is the energy that we are all kind of working and like mucking through right now. If anybody's feeling anything, feel free to share that if that's coming up, or feeling like, wow, I just had so and so pop up out of nowhere the other day.
Girl, they popping up, girl. They are popping up. You hear me? Like, I have had probably about 4 or 5 folks
Wow.
that have popped up from the past, and not all necessarily negative either, just
Yeah.
like people, just like, I ain't
Pop
talked
up.
to you in a minute, like, what's going
Right.
on? And reconciliations of just like people that, like I said, it's not negative. It's just like, I haven't talked to you in forever. So like, what's been going on, and, where
Yeah.
you at right now, and, all of those kind of things. So they definitely big popping up right now.
Yeah.
And when you said, what did you say? Something about what's been revealed. What you say?
Oh,
Restoring?
repairing what's been
Repairing.
revealed. Mm-hmm.
Repairing was being revealed. So girl, I'm gonna
Okay.
go ahead on and
Do
shift
your
over
thing.
into
Yeah.
my Yes Indeedy
Yeah.
life updates. I had an energy healing session last Saturday.
Ooh.
So, I have been talking about the new supplements that I
Mm-hmm.
had gotten. I should have had them over here and been like, kind of daily juice. But also not sponsored. But anyway, I had won this giveaway to get these new supplements, and I've been using
Oh,
the supplements
yeah.
every day. And so a part of that was having a one-on-one session with this lady named Milana Snow, who is an integrative breathwork energy healer. Now, I
Ooh.
know Milana from Beautiful Brown Girls. When I used to have my talk shows, she was one of my guests that was on there.
Uh-huh.
And so the first time that I did like an energy or breathwork session with her was actually live on the show. She did one. And I was like, girl, I ain't never experienced nothing like that before. Like, it was
Ooh.
very, very interesting. And then over time, we kind of kept in touch on social media, but not really like talk for real, for real. So anyway, a
Right.
part of the revelation and the revealing and people coming back is Milana coming back into my universe. And so we had an energy healing session last Saturday. It was so interesting because I had a chance to talk to Nanny, to Mommy,
Oh, wow.
and to whatever, I don't know our great great grandmother's name. But we
Yeah.
know that she's indigenous
Right.
is what we discovered.
Yeah.
But I had a chance to talk to all 3 of them. So remember when I was in Mexico and I told you that I was in Mexico City and I had heard the song at the sushi
Oh, yeah.
restaurant that Nana used to always play, right?
Yeah.
That was the first time that I ever had an EMDR session because I had told my trauma therapist about it. And then she was like, let's talk to her. And I was like, okay, girl, what
Okay.
that mean? And so that was the first time I had ever experienced like a talk to your ancestors, like type of thing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't completely ignorant to what happens, but I also didn't know like what was gonna
Right.
happen. And so basically Milana was like, we did a visualization exercise. And she's like, you're gonna get in the car and you're gonna drive and then you're gonna pull up to a place. Like, tell me what the place looks like. And there was a path. Well, before I even got out to the path, I pull up in the car in my visualization, and she's like, somebody is there waiting for you. It was Nanny, who's our
Oh.
grandmother. And so I'm immediately start crying, like,
Oh my
okay, I see
God.
where this is
And
going.
here we go.
Like,
And we're
this is about to be a lot. So, and it's so crazy because like I'm present, but also not. Like
Mm,
she's talking to me, but when I'm saying she, Milana is
right.
talking to me, but she's also like, and I want to talk to your grandmother. So like my grandmother's talking through me, but also I'm here. So it is interesting.
Wow.
But anyway, so we walk on the pathway and then it opens up to like this field and there's this big tree and mommy and our great great grandmother are sitting under the
Mhm.
tree. And so this happened like over the course, the whole time was like an hour and a half. And this was maybe like an hour of time that this happened. It felt like 10 minutes, like to be really
Wow.
honest. But so we were sitting under the tree, and the main message that they left was, you're not alone." They were like, "We know you spend a lot of time with yourself, by yourself, but you're not alone. Like we are here. So just invite us,
Yeah.
into your spirit and your understanding." And then they took me over. So we had that moment, and then Milana was like, "I think, they want to show you around. So like go and walk with them and like see what you see." And they took me over to this shelf. Well,
Hmm.
a wall of shelves. A wall
Oh,
of
okay.
shelves that had like a whole bunch of jars of
Hmm.
different teas and herbs and like different recipes and like all this kind of stuff. So I was like, "Oh wow, this," and we like cracking up. Like I'm laughing and like everything. Cause it was like, "Yeah, girl, make sure you label it because you know you got that ADHD. So make sure you label the thing." I'm cracking up, right? But it was so interesting because it's somewhere that I have seen before
Hmm.
and never necessarily walked around this land, but like I had
Yeah.
seen it before, and it didn't feel scary at all, which was interesting because before it I was like I'm nervous, like I don't know what's about to
Mm.
happen, and then afterwards I'm like, what was I nervous for? That was a good
Right.
time. Like
That
I
was
had a really good
amazing.
time with them. So anyway, they showed me all of that and all the different recipes, and then they told me to research lavender and chamomile,
Hmm.
and they told me to grow sunflowers. To
Oh,
grow sunflowers because
nice.
there's something that I'm supposed to get from the growing
From
process,
the
like
growing process.
seeing the actual. Mhm.
All
And so
right.
that was also very interesting. So I've kind of been in the space of what am I supposed to like do with this information? Like what is supposed to be revealed
Your
and
apothecary
trying
wall.
to what you say?
I said your apothecary wall. Like you're already.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Which I already told you, I want to be that girl. Like I want to
Yeah.
be like, oh girl, you have a problem
You need
sleeping? No worries, girl. Let me get you
let's
this
get
little
shit
tea.
together.
Bada
There
bing,
you
bada boom, you good to go. Like I really, really, really want to be that girl. So I was really excited and it just made me really curious about what they being our ancestors, what their actual gifts were, right?
go.
Because, my mom got into her plant season or whatever, but by that
Mm-hmm.
time we were already estranged. So we didn't have conversations, about
Right.
plants and why and what drew her to plants and all that kind of stuff. But I
Right.
remember Nanny grew things
Always.
like
Yeah.
would you consider her a farmer? Like she
I
was like
would, because
growing
I felt
crops
like it was a farm. Like, especially in
in
Sandy Hook.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because there were definitely tomatoes. I feel like there was tomatoes, corn. Then we had like the berries. Like that stuff kind of was just around. Um, the crab apples were definitely just around. That wasn't anything she grew intentionally.
That
But
was
I
on the
know,
path. I remember those.
yeah. But like, I don't remember potatoes. But I feel like she grew like of okra,
This
snap
feels
beans,
familiar.
maybe. Like
This
I
also
remember
feels
us
familiar.
peeling the snap beans now, but I can't swear if she grew them or if we got them because there was also like the community. Like we said, I don't you don't remember the
Uh-huh.
neighbor, but the neighbor
Mm.
had a farm of like livestock. So I
Yeah,
think
that's
they
what you said. It was
traded
out of
different stuff So I would definitely say a farmer because there was
Because
definitely
wasn't it a
food.
field like that was across from the trailer? I can see myself sitting on the porch of the trailer, and I
And
feel like
watching
there
out
was
the
a
grass.
field.
There was two. It
Yeah,
was like a field out front, and then there was a little side patch one, like one to the side. But there was a full on field because we would watch the rain come in. We would see the rain come in sheets and watch it coming towards us. But yeah, I mean, I would say yes. I mean, she was always good with plants. I never had it,
uh-huh.
and mommy always grew things. Like she had the big fig tree. I
I
think there were
remember the
more.
fig tree.
I never went in the backyard. I don't think. I was an
It was
outside
wild. It was a lot going on back
child.
there. I don't.
So
That's where that man used to live at.
I don't remember him at all. So I blocked that whole thing out. That's you in case that knew about the man in the backyard.
That sounds so crazy when we say that, but I think it was I definitely remember my me having the fig tree. I definitely
Yeah,
remember that
I
fig tree, and
remember
I
the
remember
fig.
her doing like different preserves and like
Mm-hmm.
all of that
And
from
Nanny
the
did
fig tree.
preserves, I thought, or canning or
It's
something.
possible. Cause Nanny, I don't remember a lot about. No, I do. Nanny did used to have preserves. I was about to say I remember when Nanny used to when I had tried to learn how to make the lemon pound cake, and
Uh-huh.
it was not a real recipe. Cause I was like, "Ma'am, how
Oh,
much?"
yeah,
She was
Nanny
like,
don't.
"You put it to this
This much.
first finger, and then this much in your palm." Girl, how much is that?
Just gonna fill this little bottom part. But some of this, I need to find it. I don't know where it is now, but I had like one chicken and sausage gumbo recipe card that Nanny had written. And I know it's somewhere. I have it now. Where it is the problem. But I definitely have this like. But that's literally the only thing I've ever seen that had actual a cup of this or an eighth of a tablespoon or a teaspoon of that. But normally, like if she's showing you how to do something, that's the same way with
Yeah.
tea. Tea is like just put some of it in here. Like
Yeah. It's
go
big
for
time.
it.
Your ancestors will
Your
tell you when it's
ancestors don't
enough,
tell you to
like big
stop.
time energy.
Just
Yeah.
go
So
for
I said,
it.
I was like, I want to do a more frequent visitation to them and like see what gets downloaded into my spirit and what
Hmm.
recipes, if you will, come forward and like what that looks like and what I'm supposed to be holding as, we're moving forward. But it was really interesting. And
That's
she told me
exciting.
the breathing technique or whatever. She was like, I want you to imagine, because I had told her before it, I said it felt like I had like knotted up energy in
Mm,
my spirit, and then afterwards it felt like that those knots were kind of like coming undone. So I'm very
wow.
curious about how to what happens once that pathway is clear, right? Because I
Right,
feel like
right,
it's been a lot of gunk, if you will, that's in
right.
there.
And you
So
moved
she
it
was
out.
like, every time that you do this exhale, I want you to imagine that it's cleaning that out and clearing it out. I did a lot of crying, girl. My ears was full of tears by the time I finished. Like it was, but it
Oh,
wasn't even like sad crying. It was just
right.
like, oh my God, I'm so happy to talk to
A
you all. Like,
connection. Yeah.
oh my God, tell me all
Yeah.
the things. Like it was really more like gratitude. It
Wow.
was really cool. Like it was really cool.
That's
I see
beautiful.
here in the chat, Tusha said, was it like a hypnotic dream state? So I've never been hypnotized. So I don't know. Which
Oh
would you
yeah.
be hypnotized? Is that something you would be
I would
willing to
be
be?
open. I'd be open to that. I did not enjoy my EMDR
Oh, you
experience.
did?
I did not. But we were talking about trauma. So it was like
Oh,
it wasn't a kind of thing. And so that was not fun. I don't know that I would do that again, but I would be down. I'd be down to try it. I mean, I definitely was wondering when I went home last time of like, oh, do I want to go see Sula again? And just kind of see what it looks like, feels like, sounds like because I feel like I see Nanny often, but like on my face. So like if I'm looking in the mirror
oh,
like I
uh-huh.
see her and I'm just like, but it's very interesting. So like I do feel like she's closer now in this season than had been. So I do wonder that. But yeah, I mean, Hypnosis. I would do it. Would you?
I would, but it would have to be from a trusted practitioner and it would have
Oh,
to
well,
be
for
from
sure.
somebody that's Black. Okay.
Mm,
I don't want no white people hypnotizing me. All right. I don't, because it's a lot that they carry in their epigenetics that I don't need you passing on over to me. Okay.
yeah.
But if it is a Black person who's spiritual, I would have to do a lot of research, like about make
Right.
sure that they deconstructed and decolonized and all of those things.
Yeah.
But I would be open to it. But what did it feel like? Was it like a hypnotic state? It feels like so I be wanting to describe it like it's an outer body experience, but it's a really an inner body
Inner
experience.
body.
Like
Right.
it feels like my spirit like drops into my
Mm,
body, but I'm still like I was still here. Like she's still
yeah.
talking to me and all of that, but also so after we did the whole visualization, then she was like, visualize yourself like coming back into your house, laying down where you at, like all of that. When
Right.
I woke up, if you will, it does take a while to kind of like come back. You like, woo,
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
wow, that was a lot. And
You
then
did
there's
that.
also, yeah, there's also like this re-merging back to
Mm-hmm.
yourself, like, and
Yes.
then piecing together, okay, I remember this, but then what was that? So I have to, it was recorded, so I have to go back and like
Oh,
actually watch it
yeah. How were the
to see
dreams
what
after?
else. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have been that this is another place. That's the reason I say that like that is because this is another place that I need to do work. I used to have a lot of dreams and
Mm-hmm.
then I kind of stopped having dreams for a while. I don't and I also don't really do a good job of writing down my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really remember them, but I feel like I need to open that pathway for dreams
Gotcha.
because that is one of the way that God used to talk to me.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the any dreams after that, so
Gotcha.
not sure.
No, I asked only because they
Um,
say for EMDR that sometimes after the process
yeah,
that it can, your dreams can then become very strong, very like,
yeah,
yeah.
I
And
haven't
and
had
that'll
any
happen.
yet.
It's very intense after. So I was just wondering if you had, anything where it was like, and it may not have even been related to that, just that it's something that was like, whoa, that stuck with me. So,
Yeah, no, and I didn't do a good job of writing it down. I'm still trying to figure out, I have to do a better job of integrating my journaling practice.
mm,
I sometimes, I don't know if I just be like, I don't feel like it. I think sometimes that is what it is. I just don't be feeling like feeling all the time,
oh,
even
well,
though I know that I need to, but sometimes I
right.
just be like, I don't want to feel today. I just want to
Eh,
just be
let's go do.
regular and normal.
let's
Yeah, like,
let's not.
but this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this part. So Milana told me that one of the things that we forget in our physical bodies is that we forget that we are spiritual beings.
Yeah.
And so we a lot of times stay disconnected from the spiritual parts of ourselves because we're having to exist in this physical world. And so the challenge was to open those lines and those pathways again so that the spirit is able to talk. Because, I know God is always talking and there's, messages all the time and all of that. I know that, but
Right.
also inviting that.
Right.
Like, so I'm going to
Correct.
intentionally create the atmosphere
The
for that
space.
to
Yeah.
happen.
Right.
Yeah. So that is something that I'm currently working on right now and figuring out what that looks like for me and then processing that. So
Hmm.
I'll have to keep you and y'all posted on
Yeah.
what that journey is looking like. I see Melissa said, I've done the self-hypnosis for deep sleep, but I listen to them
Mm.
awake first. Because you got to make sure that
You
they're
don't
not
know what they're
talking
gonna
crazy
say,
now.
and that's what
Okay?
I would say when they have those like overnight 6 hour sound bath guided whatever, and I'm like, now I have to listen to all 6 hours of this because what are you telling me in my sleep? You know what I mean? And then by then I'm like, how about I just don't do that? How about I just don't do that and not have to worry about it? I don't know. But you had said it earlier that you felt like another shift was kind of coming. And
Yes.
I feel like it because for a long time, we would always talk about being up between like 3 or 5, getting woken up in the middle of the night, whatever.
Yes, yes.
And that hadn't happened for a long time. And then like since I've been here, so I've only been here a week. Yeah, a week. 4 o'clock. I'm up at 4. And then now I'm up at 6. And so it's like, it was funny, not funny, but the day that the war started, that sounds so crazy to say in real life. But
Right.
Bianca, I had gone to the bathroom and Bianca was like, girl, we at war with Iran. I was like, what? And so then afterwards, like she'd gone back to bed and she's like, you still up? Like, go lay down. And I was like, you just told me we're at war and now you want me to go to
Right.
sleep?
Now you want me to just go back to peaceful slumber. Like,
No, I'm awake. I got a plan for the rest of my life right now. What is happening? Where are the people? Like, there's things we have to look at.
facts.
Sleep.
Facts. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing a fairly good job of sleeping through the night, but I feel like I need to look at my Fitbit data because I feel like 2 weeks ago that my eyes were closed, but I really wasn't resting. And so I don't know what was in my mind. And I got to sleep is something that is on my list of needing
You
to
need it.
get together.
Get some
Yeah,
good
because
sleep.
now I value sleep, but I need to have a good sleep practice. Like I don't have a good nighttime routine to lead into my sleep. And I honestly just be abandoning all the routines that I put in place. I'm not supposed to be on my phone after 11. I be on it. I got to revisit that. Okay. So we're going to put that back on the list. Okay. I see Melissa here said journaling consistently is something I'm working on. I'm often tired of writing after peopling all day. Yeah. Like I have to make this a
Voice
part of
memos.
my regiments,
Right.
so I'm working on
There
that.
you
I'm
go.
working on that. Okay. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. And I chopped Raina off and I didn't necessarily do it for like, ooh, I need to shift energy or anything like that. It was just really like, how long is hair supposed to grow? Like, how long is
Like
it
we just
supposed
gonna
to
keep
get?
doing this, huh? We're gonna keep
Like we
doing
just
this.
gonna keep on growing. Like it just really felt like it was like, okay, I think we've had enough. But also what I know is that hair does hold energy, and a lot of times I haven't cut my hair like a big chop or anything like that since 2020. So
Wow.
it was definitely, my life is drastically different,
Yeah.
than what it was then. So it definitely does feel like, okay, it's a new season. It's a new season. It's a new
Hey.
day. It definitely feels like it is a completely new season. And so, I just had my birthday. So I'm like, might as well, get a new look and see what it's
Yeah.
like. And if I don't like it, I can do something different. Like hair grows back or it
It
doesn't,
grows.
whatever.
Right.
So yeah, so those are the things that have been happening in my world.
Yes, indeed. That is
Okay, so
enough.
we're gonna
That
take a quick commercial break here because we want to spend some time sharing with you all some things that we saw on TikTok and getting your insight about what has been
what's
happening.
happening in the
Okay,
rabbit
so
hole.
what's happening down to the rabbit hole? Okay, so let's take a quick pause right here and we'll be right back. What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo-woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw, it's the fingerprints of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So to learn more about Discover Your Destiny, please go to dyd25.com and jump on my calendar if you have questions and want to know what that looks like to tap into your unique purpose. Okay. So, child. You wanted to talk about something Markleese or something. I don't know what this is in full transparency. Now I be on I can't even say I be on TikTok Thursdays when we have co-working. And that's like probably the main time that I be on there. Other than that, I don't really be down to the TikToks for real. And so my algorithm doesn't necessarily feed me the things. So bring me and the people up to speed about what you done found down there to the TikToks.
I am on TikTok, unfortunately, too often. One day it was so funny because some video had come on and I was laughing. And I was saying, I built this FYP brick by brick, and then I swiped, and then the next video was this lady talking about singing a song about being a big back. And I was like this brick kind of hurt a little bit.
They said send her this. See how she like that.
She said she built it. Here come one. I was like, oh, ouch. Fine. Anyway. But anywho, I don't even know where this particular brick came from. Well, I do. I guess I kind of do when we watch it. You'll see. But for the overall theme of it. But originally, it was just like this video of this girl talking about an interaction with her and her really good friend, and their boyfriend, the friend's boyfriend's reaction. His name, and I don't know how to spell it, but his name is Mark Khalees. And so she refuses to just call him Mark. Because she was like, your mom named you Mark Khalees. So the whole time she's like, Mark Khalees, da 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 da. So even now I still follow her because the way she tells the story is very interesting and funny. And so you'll always see in the comments to be like, thank goodness to Mark Khalees for bringing us to her, because that's how we all got to her. But I don't know where she came from. So, but this is a really cool interaction about just kind of like dynamics between women and their friendships and how that maybe affects the men that are trying to be in our lives. We'll see. We'll watch it.
So should I play this video?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what sis is talking about.
That you would like me to read aloud per my last video. Dear TikTok, I would like to say, as a Black woman pursuing a career in the legal field, I'm sure you can understand why I would prefer to remain anonymous. With that being said, wow, wow, wow. I'd like to thank all the sisters in the comment section below for showing an overwhelming amount of support in me pursuing my dream. As a little girl, I manifested this, and as a woman, I'm watching it come to fruition. And all I can say is God did it, period. Yes, the retwist came out wonderful. Shout out to Lee Baby. She calls me Lee Baby. I have a second interview coming up, and in the unlikely event I don't receive this opportunity, I've been given several others in the same field. Trust, I am neither worried nor pressed, period. As for Mark, aka Mark Ellis, he has seen the videos, and he'll be alright. We were never that serious anyways. P.S. Follow your dreams and keep your communities. Love y'all so bad. My homegirl has a response that she would like me to read aloud.
So this was actually the second video. My bad. So this is the video of her friend responding to her original video. So she tells a story of her friend who's going to law school and is trying to get work and had an interview coming up, but needed her hair done. And so this girl that we're watching in the video sends her the money and is like, go get your hair done. because the boyfriend was just kind of like, oh, I hope you get it done. Send me a picture when you finish, kind of thing. And so she was like, no, boo, here's the money. Go get your hair done. Be ready to go to your interview and step out and all your amazingness, whatever. Well, in her first video, the boyfriend was like, you doing too much to her on the behalf of her giving her friend this money to go get her hair done,
To
to
go get
go
her
to
hair
this
done.
interview. And so, of course, everybody in the comments were like, why would that be doing too much? Like, when you're really in community with your friends, like, you do whatever you need to help each other out and get people where they need to be so they can show up as their best selves. And if you got it, they got it, kind of thing. And ideally, it flows the same way if you need it, you know, whatever. So this video that we just watched was the friend's response of, yes, I do have another, the interview is coming up. Even if I don't get this one, there's some other opportunities coming. But because it was like, this guy was just so much like, oh, you don't need to be doing that. You're doing too much. That's my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And part of it, I don't know if it's because the girl in the video is a lesbian. If he was like, you're doing too much because you're a woman who loves women. And so that feels inappropriate, as if a guy had given her, a guy friend had given her the money to get her hair done. But it's like, either way it goes, you could have and didn't. Or maybe you couldn't have, but at least, hey, you know your girl's taken care of. She feels good about herself. She's going to go into this interview. So ultimately, the lawyer chick winds up breaking up with Mark Khalees. And she does wind up getting a different job. So it does work out. But it was just a very interesting story of when people are looking at, you know, birth rates being down, women not getting married, at least until later in life, and just kind of waiting for these milestones. It is because we have become very intentional about the people that we have around us. And it's like, yes, I want my friends to be there for me and to be able to support me. And I want to be there for them and do those things. And if somebody comes along that thinks that's too much, well, you're not enough, because you should want her to be lifted up on every possible occasion from any appropriate way. Like, what do you mean you have a problem with it? So it was just very interesting to see that dynamic. And I was just wondering, like, even in the group, if anybody had issues, um, where either they did for someone and their significant other felt a way about it, or something was done for them and their significant other felt a way about where the source of this support came from. And like, and should that matter? Like, if you're truly in relationship with this person, does where the support come from matter if the intent is still for the greater good of your person? I don't know. I just thought it was
I
very,
feel
very
like that, but if she is a woman who loves women, I feel like that may have threatened old boy. And that might have been like the source, but also I don't really know, because I have had to tell people before, you know, as a single woman who dates men, there are men that are a part of my community that contribute to my well-being and making sure that I'm okay. And I've had to tell people that, like, unless you about to swoop in and like take care of everything, there are people in my world that are like, you good, you need me to step in here. Like, they're a part of this collective, you know, community, men and women. So I think we have different codes of behaving as women versus as how men be interacting with each other. You know, I don't know a lot about that maniverse, you know, and I try to not go
that
down there too
maniverse.
often because it's a wild, wild place,
You
okay, down
know,
there. But I don't think that men think about how they can support their men friends. This might be an assumption. Y'all correct me in the chat. Okay, if you're a
like, let
man
us
that's
know.
here,
Like, if you
okay, you
see
can
your homie
correct
and
me.
he need a lineup, are you gonna be like, hey dude,
Right.
let me just
I
send
got you,
you,
dog. Go get your lineup. I
you
don't feel
know?
like that's something that they would do. Whereas I feel like for women, that's something that's very natural for us. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It was just it was an interesting rabbit hole to go down because I feel like you would want that. It was just to hear someone that is supposed to be in a relationship with you, and the goal typically of that is that they want the best and better for you. Is like, why would you begrudge? And in this case, even though she is a woman who loves women, they were never together, had a
Right.
romantic anything.
I don't
Like, this
even think that
really is just
matters.
my friend.
Correct.
Like, why would you? If you feel a way about it, do better. Like, I don't know what to know what to tell you. Like, you see, I'm trying to get this money, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all have to tell us in the comments what your experiences are. I feel like this is a gender gap. Like I just
Got
feel
it.
like, and but also I feel like if it had been not a woman, if it had been a man that
Yeah,
was like, here you go, some people are from the mindset that you can't be friends with the
with
opposite
a guy,
sex. Like there
right?
has to be some type of sexual
Some
something that is
undercurrent.
involved.
So is it different if it had
Correct.
been a guy? Like if it was a guy with a girlfriend, like a female friend who helped him. Like if she was like, "Oh, you need your locks retwisted for your big interview. Here's your money. Like go get it done." Like does that
Uh-huh.
change it? Like if his girlfriend was like, "You doing too much, sis. Like back up. That's my man." Like,
I feel like she would.
you think?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I wouldn't. I'd be grateful.
You know
Well,
that's what I'm
great. You
saying.
got it taken care of. Well, shit,
Well,
that's one last thing we got to worry about, honey. Thank you, sister.
what else you want to do? Let me tell you what else he needs. This nigga
You
needs some.
understand?
He needs some draws. You want to send some barbecue over to the house? Like, what? If, we can do this together.
Listen,
This could be a group.
community.
Thank you.
Okay, many hands make light work. Okay, I am from that mindset. Thank you so much. But I feel like in the traditional like thinking of relationships and stuff is very people feel some type of way about somebody else contributing
Providing
to
and
the
contributing.
relationship. Yeah, because then that means that there's a threat, or maybe
There's
it
a
means
lack.
you not doing your part.
There's
That's
a
what it
lack
is.
there. It is
Hmm.
evident now. Maybe. Fan it. There we go.
Hmm. So, interesting. So,
Yes.
so I want to segue over into the one that I found,
Yes.
this rabbit hole. So, this just popped up on my TikTok. You know, I don't be over there. So they was like, send her this, see if she falls in. And child, I fell in. Now this is a situation with a young lady who was dating someone. And I don't remember what he did
I don't think
allegedly. It
she
was
ever
something,
said.
but it was in the comments, like here and
Oh,
there. And so I can't remember. I did lay my eyes upon it, but I really
okay.
can't remember what was said that this man did in order for this to happen. But basically, let me go ahead and share the screen. So this is not the first video that was made. This
Right.
is the second video that was made. And basically, she was responding to somebody saying, well, what were all the things that you did? So, long story short, she was dating somebody, something happened. And so then she started to do 30 different things in order um, I was about to say to terrorize this man because that is what wound up happening. But he's pressing charges. Okay. And so let me just go ahead and play it.
Pressing charges against me for giving him the most eventful month of his life in the month of December, so I figured I'd go ahead and share with you the complete list of 30 things that I did. On day 1, I superglued his gas tank shut. On day 2, I wrote a letter to his mother about a secret child that he's been hiding for 5 years. I made that whole thing up, but my letter was very emotional and believable. On day 3, I sent flowers to his job with a note from his sponsor, implying that he relapsed over the weekend, but that it's okay. On day 4, I had random people show up at his door at all times of the night so that he was sleep deprived and actually looked like an addict at work the next day. On day 5, I made a Tinder profile for him as a down low man who loves aggressive men and asked that they text him. And I said that if he responds negatively, it just means that his girlfriend is nearby and that they should try again later and also send pics of their junk. On day 6, I wrote a letter to the bank that he was financing his car through, pretending to be him, and I voluntarily surrendered his vehicle. They did, in fact, repossess his car. On day 7, I wrote a letter to his landlord from a concerned neighbor about his addiction and strangers showing up at his door at all times of night, and I said that I was concerned he may be dealing. I weaponized SEO on day 8, and I made a wedding registry so any woman looking to date him will think that he's an engaged cheater. On day 9, I convinced him he has a stalker. On day 10, I mailed him an official letter notifying him that he is being investigated for drug smuggling. On day 11, I mailed him a letter from the Department of Public Health saying he is a person of contact for an antibiotic-resistant strain of super gonorrhea. On day 12, I mailed a missed appointment postcard from a fake erectile dysfunction clinic to his job. On day 13, I entered his home, injected his mattress with milk, painted sugar water along the baseboards to attract ants, and I put beef bouillon cubes and Jolly Ranchers in his shower head. On day 14, I signed him up for Scientology courses. On day 15, I sent him a fake voodoo doll of him with a needle through the crotch because I knew at this point he was probably thinking he was cursed. On day 16, I pretended to be his wife and I called to get his utilities shut off. On day 17, I called his grandma pretending to be a nursing home, informing her that the application he submit for her has been approved. On day 18, I sent him a fake obituary, claiming to have found it on his best friend's computer, warning him that he may be in danger. On day 19, I called his office front desk and left a voicemail saying he got the job he applied for, stating that we know he was trying to get a new one quickly and that he can start Monday. On day 20, I messaged his family and friends with fake documentation of him donating to radical groups. On day 21, I created a profile for him on a social media platform and wrote a detailed confessional about how he's sexually attracted to his mother and that has been the cause of his addiction this whole time. On day 22, I called a close family member of his pretending to be a life insurance company, notifying them that he tried to take out several policies on them. On day 23, I called and offered him the job of his dreams. The morning he was supposed to start, I rescinded the fake offer and told him he needs to talk to the people in his close circles because they did not have good things to say about him. On day 24, I emailed his landlord giving a 30-day notice that he's moving out. On day 25, I reported him deceased to his bank to get his accounts frozen. On day 26, I called his mother's church and informed them that he had made me get an abortion, and it was a very emotional phone call. I talked about how I can't live with myself. On day 27, I went on a podcast and painted him as a deadbeat father to the child that I lied about him having to his mother. On day 28, I put up flyers in his neighborhood warning neighbors that he is a peeping Tom. On day 29, I sent him an anonymous email informing him that someone may be out to get him and that the last 28 days have in fact been calculated. And on day 30, which was New Year's Eve, I called to have a mental health wellness check done on him and he was committed. I saw some of you pointing out that December has 31 days and not 30 days. I did take the first day of December to plan all of this out before I started taking action. My ex is pressing charges against me for giving him the most.
So, let me tell you, when I've been down this rabbit hole, girl, I had to go back and find the first video where, like, how did this even start? Like, what is happening? What is going on? Now, she's had several follow-up videos since then. I'm gonna just go ahead on and spoil it for y'all. The last video that I watched, there's probably been more since then, but the last video that I watched, she had gone to the court date and the boyfriend wasn't there.
Right.
And so she said, she was like, her case is on hold because the boyfriend wasn't there. And she was like, so I hope they find his body. I mean, I hope the family finds him and, that everything is okay, but my case is on hold. So I see here in the comments, Melissa say, oh, she going to jail on the express train. Okay, choo-choo. Okay, Sherry said, no words, diabolical. So I have so many feelings. I have so many feelings because one, the level of dedication, like, girl, you this is next level. Like, this is not, it's kind of like in my mind, I'm like, man, I could have, you know how when people be like, let God like get back at people because
Right,
nothing you can do like will ever
right.
be, as good as how what God is
He can
gonna
get
do.
him
It's very much giving, girl,
right.
I would have never thought about all of these
Ejecting
things.
his mattress with milk,
Nigga,
painting the
pudding.
baseboards with sugar on it. Look,
Making a profile of him as a down low man and then saying if he doesn't respond, it's just because his girlfriend is around. So just what? What?
I answered the picture of his junk. Wild. Like I saw the first video first. And so I was like, what? But then also kind of impressed. But then also like the power of the petty in this moment. And it was very much like, is this a skit first? Then second, what did he do to deserve all of this? Because do you still really love him or do you really hate him? Like whatever he did, like triggered something very, very strong. 'Cause I don't have that. Like, I'm gonna just be like, all right, cool, we good, thanks. Have a great day. Goodbye. Like, but to get your car picked up, turn off your utilities, that's wild.
It's
Wild.
wild. It's super wild. So I have like I am impressed is not the right word, but it very much feels like, girl, this is the level of dedication that you took to do this. This is
Impressive.
diabolical. Like this is next level. I would have never in a million years thought about any of this. Now, I do think it is a skit though. I do
Has to be.
think because I forget, I wish I could find the comment, but she said somewhere it was something stupid like she wanted him to spend time with her and but he was with his mom or something and so then she unleashed this 30-day plan. Like it was
Oh,
something that was really, really, really
like really
petty. So
minute.
I'm like,
Got it.
okay, she doing this for the
For the click.
top.
Got it.
But also, girl.
Even just to make the video. Because I'm like, if someone's like, think of the 30 most diabolical things you could do to get back at an ex, like I wouldn't touch any of them. Like, what? I'm gonna put their phone number in a porta potty. You know, like I don't know, because that lives on forever. But I'm gonna send you some magazine subscriptions, maybe. But that's psychological warfare. You gave him his dream job and then rescinded it the day of, and then insinuated that he got bad reference. Like,
It's
wild.
wild. Like it's so wild. And so yeah, a part of me was like, okay, this is not real life. We are being played. But also,
Right. Take your bow. Take your bow, chick. Because
girl, you
I tuned
did
in.
that.
I tuned in. I definitely
Girl,
tuned
you got
in.
these clicks. Okay. You got these clicks and these likes and these comments, girl. What?
Now, what
Also,
y'all do
I'm
have to
not,
check. Go ahead.
what'd you say? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say now they do have to check her page and find her apology letter supposedly to the court of how she justified each of these 30 things and the spin that she placed
That
on
was
them.
also impressive. That was also really impressive. Like it's the wittiness and like the wordplay and like
And the
the
sincerity of the delivery of just like deadpan, like this is what it is, I mean,
yeah.
hey,
It was
I
a
wanted the
show.
best
It
for
was a
him.
show.
Wild.
Oh my
Wild. Sorry,
God.
but what were you about to say?
I was just gonna say, I'm not the kind of person like you said. You'd be like, thank you so much. Probably the most I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cuss you out. But even at this point in life, I'm probably not even finna do that because I don't even have. I don't. I'm not mustering the energy to do all of this, and to like have this whole thing or whatever. Now, in my 20s, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done this, but
there
I
would have been a crash
definitely,
out.
oh, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I bet you this will be the last time that you play with somebody. I bet you that. I bet you that. But it wouldn't have been to this extent, but it definitely would have been like, you gonna
You gonna
learn
stop.
today.
You gonna stop.
Oh, you finna learn today. Oh yeah.
So,
So thank God for deliverance. Melissa said he's gonna become a monk at this point. Like he's got to be rethinking all of his life decisions. You
ever,
know? How the hell you
ever
wound up in this situation with this lady? You
with
ain't see
this
no
lady,
signs?
dude,
You
had to
got
be
to
a
ask
sign.
better questions. We got to ask better
Full
questions.
circle. Full circle.
We got to ask
speaking
better questions.
speaking of questions, have you seen the Ti 50 Cent stuff?
Girl,
Seriously.
yes. And I've seen it, but in like passing. I did listen to the song that Domani made. Now I don't really know all of these kids or how many kids they got. I just remember Eris or Empress. What's that little girl name?
Eris.
Eris.
Eris. Yeah.
King, I think it is one of them. But then I didn't know they had a whole bunch of other children,
Yeah.
that were going on. But Domani's Miss Jackson, I had liked that one. Now I had liked that one. That was a good little banger. I said, oh,
Now,
but also they are the poster children for when they go low, I'm going to hell.
King said, dig her up. Because I was trying to have this conversation about this beef, right? Because I'm like, at first, because I like 50 Cent. I've always enjoyed him. I've found him funny even when he was being petty. But then later,
Mm,
obviously, we realized that he has issues in his relationships with women and how he treats them, as do most of these men with money and influence, and some of these niggas without money and influence. But anywho,
mm-hmm,
um, so I'm not used to him normally like going after someone unprovoked. So at
mm-hmm.
first, when I saw the picture of that he posted of Tiny, I was like, "Oh, I wonder what she said."
I
Because
never
I'm
saw the
also not.
picture.
Oh, it was just it was an unflattering picture of her with like
Mm-hmm,
her BBL or whatever. But so I mean, granted, it wasn't a good picture, but he posted this picture and there was no like real context. But I'm also not used to her being in mess either. So I was like, what did she say about 50 Cent? And
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so come to find out, she ain't say nothing about 50 Cent. She said nothing. She even got caught in the crossfire because T.I. wanted to do this versus with him. And apparently at some point 50 said yes, but then 50 went on some press tour and was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So the T.I. was like, you fake for that. I don't respect it. And then 50 said, well, I told you to keep my name out your mouth. Here's a picture of your wife. So that's how we got here, is to my understanding. I could
Mm-hmm.
be wrong, but that's what I got. So then King, because so at first I'm thinking women and children are off limits, supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, how did we get here? Then King came out with his response and was like, how you gonna talk about my mama? I would talk about your mama, but she did. And I'm like, oh Jesus, oh my God, like go dig her up. And like he's like going in. And this was before the diss song. This was just him talking to him. And at
Uh-huh.
first I'm like, well, damn, like maybe you should stay out of this. Like let your dad handle it.
Correct, young man,
Like this is not like, but then also that's his mama, and it's
Uh-huh.
like, but like Jesus, like you went far, but at the same time, when you come at somebody, you don't get to
You
dictate
can't.
what they don't
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
You give up
Mm-hmm.
all of that right. So
Mm-hmm.
if their pain hurts you, well, that means them's the breaks and that's the risk you take. So I'm just like, oh my God. So then T.I. comes out with his song, great song, loved it. I didn't realize he's done like four of them apparently. I don't know, but I only heard one. But I think there's like
That
four diss
T.I.
songs.
did? Because I
Hmm.
haven't heard any of his.
Oh
But
yeah,
okay,
I
so
heard
he
one of his
started with the songs.
with the
Okay.
song. King did his song. Then Damani did his song. And I love Damani. I was showing Bianca the other day. I was like, I have Damani's CD from like 2021. Like,
Oh,
it's good music. Like, he's
oh.
been good. And so when his song came out, it was awesome. And then somebody pointed out that he asked Miss Jackson 21 questions. And
I saw that.
I said, oh, all
Uh-huh.
right. I
Uh-huh.
He did
I
good,
saw that
kid.
was
Get
clever.
he
That was
did good.
clever.
Then you had Messiah, who's not even one of Tiny's biological kids. He came out with like the rockabilly song, the rock song. Have you heard it?
Is that's the oldest boy?
Yes. Like
Okay, it was
Muddy
rock.
Red or
Uh-huh.
something. Yes. His was
Okay.
awesome.
Uh-huh.
Love that. I got 2 quarters and I'm gonna spend it. I said, all right, dude, I hear you. Love it. Eris came out with her Don't Talk About My Mama.
She said,
I
why are you
said,
talking about my mother? Say my mother. Say my mother. I said, why
sure.
did T.I. put out a family announcement in the group chat and say everybody get in the studio?
Everybody. Joe Budden even like chimed in and was like, T.I., you still rapping and you got Andre, what do you call him? Cole 3000 upstairs on the PlayStation.
They've been calling them the encyclopedias, they really this has been very interesting. I was not
Very
prepared for
interesting.
Aries to get into the group chat, into the diss.
Girl.
I said, this girl is what, 7?
I'm about to say he has to be the first adult being dissed by someone under the age of
Like, what is happening?
on right now. What is actually going on right
But also, 50 is a very petty and grimy person. And so I'm really curious. He's not going to just this be okay. Like, there's going to be some type of long term, and he's a long game
He'll play the
type
long
of
game.
person.
Did you see what he did to Jim Jones? Sorry, y'all. I'm about to geek out a little bit. So Jim Jones was a little bit ago, he had gotten behind on his rent. And him and 50 beef all the time. And so 50 threatened to buy or tried to buy his building and was gonna kick him out of the building for this unpaid rent. Well, Jones wound up paying the money and he could stay. Well, then fast forward to this year. So sometime in January, he defaulted again. Well, this time they did evict him. So 50 did buy either the building or his unit. I don't remember which one, but he owns whatever it is. Then he has a video of Jim Jones kicking the door in to his previous building or office, whatever. And he comes up with a whole diss song for Jim Jones about you owe me my money and I want it on Monday for the damage you caused by kicking in these doors. Girl, that's why it was like, and then the tiny stuff happened. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Curtis, he's a lot. He's a
I like
lot.
the legacy.
He
They need to run this whole thing back, people. Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, this is a lie. I
I
don't
ain't see
know.
none of that
I feel
coming.
like 50 is somebody that you can't really play with like that. But then I feel like I heard a piece of the T.I. song and like they talking talk, like they talking real talk, digging up mamas and helping you go and see them and like all of that. Hey guys,
Right. You've been shot 9
hey.
times. We could make it 10. I said, wait a minute.
Hey guys, hey, I need everybody to relax.
Everybody
Okay.
calm down. Y'all all rich people. Somebody said you gotta, what did they call it? Oh, they said you have 2 old rappers, Curtis and Clifford, beefing. It's more like a Wellington.
Facts. Like, hey, y'all are like grandparents and things. Let's not. It's enough.
Literal grandchildren. You are in your 50s.
It's enough.
We don't need it. We ain't asked for that.
It's enough. It's enough. It is. They need to let stuff go. Like hey, guys. Enough. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole I haven't fully gone down, but yeah, that's a lot. All right, y'all. Let's transition over into our Asking Auntie. And our Asking Auntie is the part of our show where you all get to write into us and share different situations. You get to ask us our advice and what we think. Okay. You can remain anonymous when you send this, but we ask that you give us some demographic information so we understand who you are, the context, and all the things. Okay. So if you go to tinyurl.com/asking that is how you can make your submission for our Asking Auntie segment. All right. Now, this week's submission is called A Meeting in the Ladies' Room. You remember that song? I got a meeting in the ladies' room. Be back real soon.
soon. Uh-oh.
Oh. So that's what this week's letter is called. Okay, now if you are a gentleman that is here, we letting you in behind the veil. All right.
Hey, welcome.
So welcome to the thing. All right. So here we go. Hey, aunties, real quick, important question. 35 Black female living in the South. Okay, so listen. The other day, I was washing clothes and needed to step out for a moment, and I did something I never do. I put on some leggings without any panties. And this is what I'm needing to understand. How are the ladies not wearing panties? I live in a city where the temperature is about 75 degrees, but I feel like my coochie is too big and too juicy for this. I just don't know. I was scared to sit down for real because, like, are my pants gonna be wet? And how do you prevent the camel toe? Basically, I got questions that need answers. Not that I need this to be my new life, but I just want to understand. Any insight y'all can give me would be helpful.
Yes, indeed.
So,
Okay. Side note, that must have hit a wonderful note because my little thing popped up. Are you playing music? I'm like,
oh, come on, you was in tune.
yeah.
You going through where to go? You going through there? Yeah. Okay.
It's not this.
No.
Ignore that I did that.
This?
No, I grabbed my nose.
I don't know what it is.
It was
Take
me
her
that
through
did it.
there.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. It's
No
good.
worries.
But that is hilarious. Okay, as someone who frequently is sans pantalones, it is interesting because again, I did say it is hot as hell here. So I don't know about that because the other day I was making breakfast and it was hot and I was just like, oh my God, I'm sweating. Like there's sweat running down my leg. So I can't even imagine like being outside. But I mean, one, the camel toe, I guess, is if you have hair, then there's nowhere for it to go. So that will protect you. If you have a little bit of something on the top, then that'll keep it from going in my experience. Then I mean, yes, it's gonna be wet just like your underwear, I guess, would be, depending on what that looks like for you on a normal basis. But I don't know about it necessarily like leaving anything behind, like if you're sitting somewhere. Oh, there you go. But you can also do, I just try to let it live because I try to not put bunch, because I was going to say you could do a powder or like something like that to help absorb it. But I mean, it is what
At
it
that
is.
point,
Let
just
that
put
thing
on
breathe.
panties.
Or put on underwear. Like if you're concerned, put
But
on
see,
underwear.
I'm team panties. I be wearing
Really?
panties.
I'm
Yes.
like the least amount of
Because
clothes.
I really relate to the questions because I just am like I
Now,
feel like it's a few things. I feel like I need to feel protected or like I don't like I feel like I need to feel in
gotcha.
something. I also like I don't sleep naked for real. And there are a few reasons. One, when I was living in Mexico City and there were earthquakes and trying to get up in the dead of the night while the building is swaying and putting on pants and drawers
Grab
is a
your sheet.
lot.
Oh God, you trying to live, right? It's not a fashion show. I definitely
One
sleep
of my
naked.
worst fears is having a fire or having some like emergency and not being properly clothed when I have to leave my house.
Girl, to get out the house is to get out the house. You better grab a blanket or whatever, like a t-shirt.
I guess
Listen,
I would
I
be
wouldn't even
burnt
be worried
up.
about pants. Even if I didn't sleep naked, I still wouldn't be trying to put pants on.
It's the
Like,
first thing that I'm thinking. Like I have to put on
listen,
pants and a shirt because I have to go outside of my house.
if it's on fire, I'm not worried about that. That's why I always laugh when people are like, they tell you not to stand in front of the fire exit because that's a fire hazard. And I'm like, if you have skin, you are not a fire hazard. Like you are gonna get out of the way. Like that is no longer a hazard. You will move, right? So yeah, no, I'm not worried about that. Now I'm probably more apt to wear pants without underwear if it's hot. If it's hot, I'll
That
wear
sounds like torture.
pants without underwear, but I would put underwear on with a dress just because it's hot and sweaty. So I don't want to deal with that. But if it's like cool out and
What
normal, then
kind of
I'm not
pants?
putting it
Like
on.
legging pants or
Any
pants with a
pants.
zipper?
Any pants. Jeans. Why do I need
With
underwear
no
on?
drawers?
Why do I
That
need
sounds
underwear?
so rough. Jeans on my coochie? No.
Looser pants.
I can somewhat understand with a dress, somewhat, but also I really do. And this is where they like, I feel like my coochie would just be like, hey, what's
Why am I
happening?
out here?
Why am I so exposed to the elements, girl? Like everybody relax and shut this down.
Oh my god. Yes, I would definitely. If I have pants on, just here's some tea for everybody. If I have pants on, I probably don't have on underwear. Like it is like unless I'm going to like work out. Like if I'm gonna go on a hike and I have on some biking shorts, then fine, I'll put underwear on. But like if I'm just
So
putting on
you'll
leggings,
wear underwear to go work out,
yeah,
but
because then
not
it's
to
gonna be
like go
extra,
out.
extra sweaty. Yeah, because if I'm just going out, it's like
But just regular
uncomfortable
level of
shoes.
sweat, it's okay. So then
Yeah.
what do you so then are you like how do you stay cool? It feels like oh it feels hot and sweaty and drippy. It is a lot of juices.
Not in the pants. Not in the pants. Now in a dress, yes.
I'm about to
I
pee
feel
on myself. Oh my God. What?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In a dress, I feel more that that's where you have the issue of the hot and juicy because then it's like it's the sweat and then like whatever's happening and now you're like, oh, okay, I need to go like to the bathroom and sop up. Like that seems like much. So I would just put on underwear. But if it's not hot, then I'm not wearing it. Like you're gonna get these pasties. I'm not wearing a bra, and if I don't have to put on underwear, I'm not doing that. Like the least amount of
Wow.
clothes possible ever at all times. Sleep naked.
That is
If there's a
impressive.
fire, I'm coming out in a sheet unless there's a dress or something hanging out nearby that I can throw on my body. But I'm not worried about that.
But putting on underwear is not your concern.
Oh, that's definitely not a concern.
It
I'm
is
not
my
like
main
like I'm
concern. It
even
is
getting
my very
probably not even putting shoes on. Like I'm just getting out.
I'm definitely putting shoes on because the ground is dirty. Okay, I'm definitely
Right.
putting on underwear
Alligator
because
used to take a number. The alligator eats the fire death more than the not shoes. And people say
hey, maybe I just need to have me emergency set of drawers and right at the door just in case. Cause I'm not leaving out of my house without no drawers on. That's what I'm not about to do. I'm not doing it. I'm not. And even I see the comment, naked me, please. The patriarchy ain't happy about. I don't want to sit my bare ass on
Well, I
anything
mean,
either.
well, I'm not wearing anything that short where my ass is gonna be out when I sit down. That's not my life.
So write a call a girl. I don't have any tips for you. Put some drawers on. That's what my tip is. Put on
Let
some
it be.
drawers.
Grow some hair. That'll take care of the camel toe. Screw shaving. That's my other piece too. How about that while we at it? Um, then you don't have to worry about it. And then just keep some wipes and some napkins in your bag. I mean,
And apparently, rock salt, natural deodorant, and witch hazel on the perimeter helps. Okay.
Lulu's and
So if you
Maxi.
choose to go without drawers again, there you go.
Do it,
Also, I
sis.
talked to a man before, and he was like, he didn't wear boxers in his jeans. I can't get with that. In your jeans? This feels so abrasive and rough. Is this my autism speaking? How you just got this rough ass denim all up on your parts?
But it's not in there. It's not up that high. Like,
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. I can't. I can't.
oh my god.
Well, thank
Thank you for
you
your letter.
thank you for writing in. And you all have gotten a lot of TMI about us and our relationship withdrawals and things. And shout out to the chat for
participating. We appreciate
for
it.
the recommendations. And if you have any additional recommendations that you would like to give, please feel free to drop that information. You can also drop it in the comments if you're watching this during the replay. Okay. Heck, he might like the sensation. And see, that's what I feel like. She's talking about the man that didn't have no drawers on with the pants. Maybe he's enjoying that. To me, it feels like abrasion. This feels like chafe, rough. Ah. I can't get with it. It was low key a turn off. I was like, so you don't be wearing drawers, sir? What? So your balls just must just out here just.
He ready whenever you are. That's one less barrier you gotta go through.
Absolutely not. What you was about to say?
Oh my god.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, yeah, you have gotten the gamut of what this might look like, and so govern yourselves accordingly, and put your go bag at the door with some drawers in case you need
and
to put them on before.
And shoes.
I didn't say nothing about socks. Okay, now we going extra.
That's too far.
That's definitely too far. Now that takes too long. Now I done already had to put my legs in these drawers. I don't have time to be hopping around putting socks on. But I'm putting drawers on before I walk up out this house. Drawers. You know what's so far? Okay, this is the last time I said it. We're gonna go. So remember, with shapewear, you don't wear underwear. It took me a long time to even embrace that.
Oh. Yeah, no. Once I discovered free will and that I didn't have to put no drawers on, I was like, it's a wrap. Because I mean, first off, they cause problems. Like you wear the wrong underwear, you can wind up with a yeast infection, it's trapping stuff in there. Or it's giving you unsightly panty lines. So now you had to figure out, do I need boy shorts? Do I need a full brief? Do I need a thong? So I went in order. I'm only wearing thongs forever for the rest of my life because that's the smallest thing possible. Then it was discovered G-strings and was like, oh, that's even smaller. This is amazing. Then I was like, you know what? Take all this
Once
shit
you
off.
get to a G-string, it's kind of like there's nothing really there anyway.
Like, why? No panty lines. I'm not worried. Whatever. This is me. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Yeah, Melissa said you got to let it air out, fam. See, that's my concern, is that it's going to be aired out and juicy. And then now I have a wet spot on the back of my dress because I don't have no drawers on and my coochie is juicy. Like, what the hell? All right,
Then
I think
that
that's
just
enough
goes,
for today. Hopefully,
yes,
y'all didn't have us on speaker. We warned you. We warned you
we
at the top of
did.
the show.
We did. We said,
Okay, so if you have not already, go ahead and like the video and share this with somebody
share responsibly.
so that they can get some insight and some shenanigans.
Yes,
Okay.
we're full of it.
And if did I say like the video? If y'all ain't like the video, like the video. Leave us a comment. Oh, directly after this ends, which is about to be in the next 2 minutes, we would like for you all to go back into the video and leave an actual comment. So if you're here in the chat with us, we would like for you to go back and leave an actual comment. Again, that can just be honeypots, what have you, but that helps the video to continue getting pushed in the algorithm. So please do help us with that. All right. Tell the people where they can find you, girl.
You can find me on Instagram at Kawana Bear, KAWANABEAR. You can find me on TikTok at Content Kalonda with all K's, KONTENTKALONDA. And then you can always find me in the house. Now, the house may be somewhere different every 90 days, but that is where you will normally find me.
Very good. And you all can find me at KimberlyJackson.com. I actually wrote a goodbye letter to Facebook recently because I'm really not going to be there anymore. But you can still, for the time being, find me over on Instagram at KimberlyJ and on TikTok at KimberlyJ whenever I be over there. Okay. And then again, please come and hang out with us in the Mind of My Black Ass Business universe. If you are looking for more of this type of community and shenanigans and stuff, please come into the Patreon, the archive. If you go to patreon.com/Mind of My Black Ass Business, you're able to join us only $5 a month. And that $5 goes to helping us to create content, to hopefully getting a team eventually so that we can just show up as talent. Okay, so all of that contributes there. If you don't have the $5 a month, you can still join the free version, and that way you'll still get the notifications, even if you're not able to access everything. All right. Now, we will be back here with you all in 2 weeks. Our next show is on March 15th. That is going to be after daylight savings time. All right. So it's going to wind up being 12 p.m. Eastern time because y'all are in the U.S. are about to spring forward. All right. Now, if you're not in the U.S., you ain't got to worry about that. All right. But it will continue to be 11 a.m. on Colombian time, which does not move. All right. So anyway, put the notification bell on so that you'll know when it comes up, and anytime that we're here, you'll know that we are here. All right. And so that's it. That's all for today, y'all. We appreciate y'all. We love you. Drop us some honey pots, and we'll see y'all next time.
See you
Okay.
next time. We love
Okay.
you. Bye.